Voltron Network.
What's good, guys? Welcome back to Talking at the Movies. I'm Idris Antonio.
And I'm Mo.
What's good, Mo? Why are you bright red?
Why am I bright red? Oh, I've just been, doing some exercise. Working on those wrists and that forearm.
Oh, okay, I get it. Yeah. Calisthenics, I get it.
No, I've been putting my new watch to the test.
Oh, you bought one? Samsung?
I did. Yes. Yeah. Went out, got it. I'll tell you what, it's calculating the calorie, the amount of calories you burn differently, so it's calculating it as less than my old watch. So I don't know if my old watch was being generous, or if this one is just being more accurate.
So you're going to go back to start using your old watch, just to make it look better. So what one did you go with? The no dial or dial?
I went the one with the no dial.
What's it called for all the techie heads out there that might
So it's just, so the one without the dial is actually just called the Samsung Galaxy Watch 4. And the one with the dial is called the Samsung Galaxy Watch 4 Classic.
Not sponsoring us, unfortunately, because then I'd have one as well, but... what are you linked up to? Does it work fine with any Android or iOS?
It works with any Android device. There are a couple of things that it won't do unless you've got a Samsung, but I think those are just like some bells and whistles that most people probably aren't concerned about.
Okay. Anyway, you're saying techie podcast, even though, could have a little tech corner.
But we should talk at the end a little bit about Microsoft and their acquisition.
Yeah. Well, hey, we haven't had a gaming corner for a while, so we'll pick that on at the end. So this week, what the hell are we going to be talking about, Mo?
Right, so we're going to be talking Peacemaker. We're going to be talking Boba Fett. We might be talking a little bit about Ozark.
Okay, yep, a little bit, yep.
Yep. Did you watch all of Ozark?
Nah, I'm not in the headspace. I'll get to it. We'll talk. Actually, no, fuck it. We'll talk about it now. I did watch the first one, but I didn't go do a deep dive because I've been in this weird space all week, Mo. Well, I just want to watch adventure films.
You want to watch adventure films?
Yeah,
like what?
I've been watching. I rewatched Indiana Jones again. I watched Tomb Raider from the Angelina Jolie Tomb Raider and Elisa Vikander Tomb Raider. I've been playing Uncharted. Like, I've been listening to audiobooks about adventurers. Like, that's the head. It's like, I don't know why, but that's where my brain is.
Why have you been watching? Have you done like the classics, like The Goonies?
I want. It's too kiddie. I love Goonies. Don't get me wrong, but I need grown-ups doing grown-up shit. Having shootouts with bad guys, as well as discovering hidden tombs. I don't know why. So when I started watching Ozark, it's not where my brain's at, man. The crime, the tension. It was awesome, but
when was the last time you watched? Was it that movie Quatermass? Do you remember that? Not Quatermass. King Solomon's Mines. It's like an Indiana Jones ripoff.
Yeah, that I did find that when I was doing a little Google search to find other films to watch, and I've got that in my little queue. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. Oh, damn! Why can't I pronounce the name now? See, your mispronunciation has fucked me up. Quatermain.
Was it Quatermain? Quatermass.
Some
Quaterman.
Shit. Yeah, the Boo ripoff that has Sharon Stone in it. Interesting enough, in the first two.
Did it?
Yeah. So I may have to go out my way to watch it just for that.
Ooh, interesting.
How much of
Oh no, it's Quatermass. It's Quatermass.
Alright, Quatermass.
Might be pronounced different though, I guess.
How much of Ozark did you watch?
I think I watched 4 of the 7.
Okay. Yeah. Problem is, I put myself in Marty's place in his position.
Yeah.
And I just feel too much. Like when his son decides to align himself with the hillbilly chicken, I was like, "Fuck you, piece of shit." Yeah, I get you're heartbroken about your uncle, but you're setting your family up to die.
No, but you can understand that guy is seeing like his mum. We're going to talk about it. We just go straight into it.
Do it.
So he's okay, guys. Spoilers. It only came out this weekend, so if you haven't seen Ozark, maybe just hit forward by a couple of minutes. I can see the son's point of view, right? Because in his eyes, his mother, Ben's sister, essentially decided to end her brother's life. So he's going. Remember, at one point he goes to Charlotte. Goes, what about could you kill me?
Yeah, I get that. Then step back and don't be involved in any of it. Don't align yourself with the rivals, knowing that how much is at stake. that your
Yeah, but
family
remember
needs
about
to
Ruth.
win.
But Ruth was Ben's girlfriend, so he feels as though he's aligning himself with someone that would
That's
have been on Ben's side.
that's still against the family though. Come
Well,
on,
his mum's
man.
driving him crazy. Like she's just like screaming and
Yeah,
shouting, and
she is. She
she's
is.
like everything she's like Marty. He's playing it cool, right? Because he knows the more you push,
Yep.
the more he's going to go to the other side, right? And she's just pushing and pushing. At one point, she just cuts like all the power to the basement where he works from.
Damn it.
And you know exactly what the next move is going to be. He's going to move out.
Well, at some point they all get back together because the first
That
episode
doesn't make
begins with
that
a
does
car
not make
crash.
any sense.
That's got to be how part one, because apparently they split the season now.
Yes,
I'm
yes,
betting that's how part one ends.
yes. I'd imagine
Because
so.
they also saying about how they were getting the movers in, so I guess they're leaving wherever they're
Yeah,
at, and then it ends with a car
yeah.
crash.
Have you
Yes,
met?
you
Oh yeah, you
guys.
must have. You've so in the first episode you've met Javier.
Oh, that's another thing. I was like, oh god, this is gonna end badly. Oh no, and he's sticking around. Oh god, just
He is
shot
indeed.
the sheriff. Just like, oh, he's a problem, is it? Okay, I'll take care of it. Boom. Like he's still in Mexico. Man said he studied in Chicago. That's long enough for you to
Yes.
figure out that things work a little differently across the
Yeah,
border.
but he's one of those where he's been brought up in the cartel lifestyle. He's like a proper
Yeah.
rude boy gangster, right?
But he said he went to fucking college in Chicago. He should have some common sense, man. But wow.
You can't. Well, no, he's like the privileged. Like
Yeah.
I just kill people when
Yeah.
they become a
They're in my
problem.
way, an obstacle.
Yep,
Let's deal with it.
yep, yep.
So yeah, still quality level still there. It doesn't, from what I saw, didn't feel like it dipped. How are you
Yep.
feeling after your?
Oh, yeah, I'm absolutely loving it because you see how they are implicating other people into their crimes as well. So in a couple of episodes, they do a deal with this pharmaceutical company. And the pharmaceutical company comes, oh, okay, this looks like a really good deal. And then they realize who they're in business with and how badly things are about to go.
Well, damn. That's what they do, innit? They set up their little
Yeah,
businesses with people, and it's like,
yeah.
oh, shouldn't have done that.
It's a really, it'd be interesting character study at the end. Like, are they good people in a shitty situation, or are they bad people making the best of a shitty situation?
The door, I'm gonna say, is good.
Yep.
I'm gonna say Marty. He's reluctant. He's a reluctant villain, so I'm gonna say he's good overall because he doesn't go out of his way to do shitty things. He's like a rat cornered, or like a rabid dog.
He's trying to survive.
Yeah,
Whereas the wife, oh my lord.
she's diving headfirst into it, loves it. Well, I won't say loves it, but she's got a taste for it, man.
Yeah.
Power. So thumbs up so far for Ozark. I'm not gonna rush for it, dude. I'm gonna take my time with this one.
Listen, I need to because I still haven't finished The Witcher. I still haven't finished Lost in Space.
Oh my god, I haven't. I don't know if I give a fuck about Lost in Space, to be honest.
And the thing is, I just have no desire to go and watch those two at the moment. So,
Which
but
was fun.
Ozark, I mean, I'll put it this way: it's been so good so far that this potentially will take another spot on the top 5 at the end of the year.
Inevitably,
Potentially, yeah.
And I guess I'll keep going with what I've been watching. If I catch up, which I guess I will do. Don't worry, guys. I'm still watching Lost, but I'm not gonna really talk about it because it's how many years ago was that show on?
I believe it must have started in like 03, 04.
Yes, we're still nearly 20 years, so I may bring it up now and again, but when big significant things happen. But that's kind of like my casual watching during the week. But my main show, which once I catch up with the current season, could end up in my list. Killing Eve, dude. I love the show. I love it. Love it. It's awesome.
How many episodes are there? There's not many, right?
I think there's only 6. I mean 8 in season 1, which I'm nearly done with.
How many seasons are there?
I think there's like 3 or 4.
Right.
Yeah, dude. Jodie Comer, Jamie Comer, Jodie.
Jodie.
She's amazing. I love her. It's weird. My brain's confused. Do I love her? Am I scared of her? I don't know, but she's amazing. It's good. You watch.
Oh, interesting.
Gotta get on it more.
Well, like I said, I've got so many shows that I need to finish first.
Ditch them, screw them,
and then start another one.
Yeah, why not? That's pretty much it. Besides all my little adventure movies. Oh, Angelina Jolie's Tomb Raider does not hold up well. I have to say that much.
Does it not? I was actually because both of them are on 4K. Guys, I was kind of thinking, wait till they come into sales, I'll buy them. Are you saying they don't?
Hey, get them just for the collection, but
Yeah.
it don't. It's weird because it was 2000. No, was it
It was the
2001?
it's the early 2000s.
Feels
I
like
remember
it
going to
came out.
cinema to watch both of them.
Feels like it came out in '96. Like that's how behind it almost is for the
Really?
time that it came out.
Because I also remember Chris Berry's in it as well, right? Rimmer.
Yeah.
From Red Dwarf.
Yep. Yeah, especially when you realize that what came out around that time, Matrix had already been out for like 2 years by that point. Spider-Man was about to drop. And those films don't feel as dated as this does, man. Even the music, 'cause it has that mid-90s sort of dance rave music as like the main soundtrack. It just it's not good. Jodie's hot, but still.
It's been a while since I've seen those.
Yeah. To you, Mo.
Right, so Star Trek Prodigy, absolutely fantastic episode. We're now heading into like the mid-season final this week, but this last week's episode actually was probably very similar to I think maybe 2 episodes that I can think of, one from Voyager, one from TNG. Essentially, they go through some sort of anomaly, as they do in Star Trek, and the ship, everybody in the ship is then broken into like different time periods. So they're all experiencing time at a different point, and the hologram Janeway has to basically go between them all, and they have to all fill in little tasks in order to like accomplish everything. And I'll tell you one thing I noticed this episode, they were going really hard with explaining scientific concepts. I was like, look, there's the educational piece for like kids, like explaining like what sound waves were and what gravity is and all that kind of thing.
Like the good old days of cartoons where you had that little education bit at the end where they'd like sit you down and give you the moral of what the episode was about.
Yeah, but they're actually doing it during the kind of the episode. Yeah. And you also kind of find out a little bit more about the mystery of the ship and Janeway herself. So they're laying little crumbs. So hopefully next week we kind of see actually where this timeline is and how all the stuff happened. Loving it. Absolutely loving it.
What happened to your original crew? Did hologram Janeway murder everybody?
Not quite. I believe she's now figured out that the ship was boarded, her memory was erased, and obviously her crew were taken away.
So she says.
So she says. Probably spaced them all, right?
Exactly.
And then at lunchtime today, I had the opportunity to check out How I Met Your Father episode 3. I actually quite enjoyed this one. This one was very, very much close to my heart. So there's a guy, they're trying to, the main lead, they're trying to get him onto Tinder, and they're actually trying to get like the perfect profile picture, and no matter what they take of him, it just doesn't look right. And I was like, that's a story I can relate to.
Yeah, you've had quite a bit of experience with those dating apps, haven't you? They've affected your life dramatically.
They have indeed.
Dramatically, and your wallet, has to be said. I've stayed well clear. Do you think I should just dip in at this
think
point?
You should, Eddie. Absolutely. What? How I Met Your Father or to dating apps?
Dating apps.
Why not? The restrictions are going to be removed as of this week. Life is going to return to normal until the next version of COVID arrives in a couple of months.
Whatever. The Zoron.
Yeah.
Variant,
do you think I'm just doing all this running and eating salad for the fun of it?
Hey, makes sense. Yeah, I just didn't bother getting into it when it was at its height. So I'm feeling, would it be worth it now? Because I prefer to kind of meet, women the old-fashioned way.
What you like
park.
To adopt them while they walk through
in a
dark park. Yeah,
wearing a balaclava. How it goes, maybe I'll keep you posted.
Yeah. But no, I'm enjoying the show. I gotta say, I think episode 3 was much better than the first 2. So I think in a couple of episodes they'll properly find their groove.
Okay.
And we have Peacemaker and Fett left to talk about.
Let's do it.
Which one?
Start with Boba. I didn't like this. I'm starting to waver on this show now.
Oh, I don't know. What am I hearing? Why are people going, it's slow, it's boring, nothing happens? I think this is like
boring. I just don't like the characters. I don't like where it's the version of Boba that it's showing us. And the world just doesn't feel. They keep bringing in these elements. I think this is the Robert Rodriguez influence. These characters, Thundercat, who's like this. He's not really a rapper. He's not really singing. He's like a singing he's a musician. Let's just put it that way. As this augmented, again, a cyberpunk character. If this was a Blade Runner TV show or Cyberpunk the
Mate,
game
listen,
thing, it would fit
no,
perfectly.
this
In
this
this,
would have.
what the
Do you
fuck is
not
this?
remember? Do you not remember in
Yes, I
episode 2?
do. I
They
remember
had the 50s diner.
yeah,
Do you
but
remember
this
that?
doesn't fit, especially with the rave music that's playing in the background. And
You've got to expand the universe at some point, right? You've got to like fill in those little
but
details.
it's this Robert Rodriguez aesthetic that just doesn't fit this
Yeah, but he
world for
only
me.
directed that one episode. This was somebody else was this week.
Full soul, but he's got his hands on it somehow, so he's doing fine. I'm
It's
blaming him.
yeah, and remember when
Don't
the
make
direct.
excuses. I'm gonna blame
And
him.
if you listen to Kevin Smith, he goes, when directors come on these TV shows, he goes like literally
Point and
it's
shoot.
an autopilot job. Like they have a look, they have the DP basically takes care of everything.
But Rodriguez is also an executive producer, so he has a lot more
Yeah.
sway than a lot of the other guys.
I gotta say, I'm actually really enjoying it. I'm enjoying watching the journey of like this broken man who has like nothing to live for, only revenge in his heart, and then suddenly decides, I want the power.
Revenge is barely felt for me. I don't hate it, but it's just not. Just not. Like I was having way more fun with Mando than I am with this. And that was
Mando got fun towards the end.
the second season. It kind of got a bit more of a pace, but yeah, it's just more consistent than this for me. And then you think Ming-Hua, whatever name is the character name is in this, she took it very casually that she woke up and all her guts were replaced by
she's suddenly a robot, right?
Yeah, she was like, okay.
Well, I mean, like you got to have that attitude, right? If you suddenly wake up one day, all your guts are gone, and you're a robot. What are you gonna do? You're gonna mope around for the rest of your life? Or you're just gonna get on with it?
Insane, yeah. And the fact that it's just there exposed, like just didn't cover it up. Yeah.
So she is part machine now. She's part droid. Yeah.
Apparently.
And always has been in all the story that we've been watching.
Well, since she got left in the desert, yeah.
Yeah.
Leading up to Thingy rescuing her.
And wasn't she left in the desert in Mando as well?
Yeah, that's what this is crossing over with, isn't it? Mando left her in the desert, shot her.
Yeah.
And then Boba found her. That's the crossover. That's why she was just laying unconscious. What did you think she was just laying there?
I did not think. I'm gonna have to go and watch that episode again.
Yeah,
I was thinking, how can the same shit happen to the same woman twice?
Whoa, come on, man. Yeah.
Come on, it's been like over a year since that episode. Look how much TV we've consumed since then, and movies.
It gets hard. It does get hard. Yes, let's transition over to John Cena, Warner Brothers,
Peacemaker. Listen. Do you remember saying to me that John Cena is a terrible actor? He's got no time. This man is a fucking genius.
Has gotten so much better. It's weird. I don't know what it is. Maybe it's just the pace of TV just works better for him.
Yeah.
Or he just has a little more. Or maybe he's just more confident in this than he was with Suicide Squad. But yeah, he's so much better now. I love it.
You just believe he is Peacemaker.
Yeah, he pulls off this douchey, slightly sympathetic character that he just seems to. Yeah, it just works. It works.
Yeah. And oh my lord, how much of a badass is Vigilante? Like he is a proper like that scene where he's in prison, right? And the fact that how he gets thrown in prison and he's just walking down the hallway and people are like up in his face and they're screaming.
He's got that little grin to that.
He's just walking like he don't have a care in the world.
Ooh, full on psychopath. True. Way more than what fucking Peacemaker is. He's the one that people should be worried about. Do you think Peacemaker might have to end up killing him at the end of all this?
It'd be really sad if they get rid of that character because that little performance he gives in the rec room where he's sitting down with Robert Patrick and his buddies.
Oh, and a little update to that whole Vigilante thing, the recasting. Yes, they reshot. Basically, they originally shot 5 episodes of this show before they got rid of the original Vigilante.
Yeah.
For creative differences, apparently. Like he just was a dick. Which why would you when your career is basically on life support? This guy, the only significant thing he did was like some young Hercules TV show that got cancelled.
How many people do you suddenly read about like you suddenly think they're really nice people, but then you hear behind the scenes they're just dicks?
Yeah, but
it seems to be endemic in Hollywood.
But this guy wasn't a name that could pull that sort of stunt. You should be grateful that you're getting this sort of gig with James Gunn. But yeah,
you and I would be.
Yeah. Anything else you need, sir? Anything? Yeah, they got rid of him.
Hold on, what was that? Anything else you need? What was that you were just doing? Was that like sign? This is what I want.
Exactly. You gotta be grateful, man. Anything. Tickle the balls, anything. So we're not even gonna explain it to the audio listeners. But yeah, so they got rid of him and brought this guy in and reshot, or James Gunn, because it turns out he's not directing every episode past the first 3, but he directs all the reshoots for him.
Yeah, Jody Hill directed this one, who is directs a lot of the episodes of what's his name? Oh my god, I forgot his name now. McBride, the guy who does all the gemstone. Danny McBride.
Yeah.
A lot of his shows.
Okay, cool. But yeah, this guy's good because the other guy, he's actually comparable to like John Cena's size. He's like a big guy, and he's a lot older as well. It looks like he's in his 40s.
Who, this guy or the other guy?
The other guy.
Okay,
so
right.
very different body type. This guy's a lot shorter, a lot skinnier. But I think that adds to his sort of.
Oh, it does.
He's got that sort of what's it like? Who's that dude that was lived next door to Homer Simpson?
Ned Flanders.
Yeah, he's kind of got that vibe about him. That's what innocent office guy sort of madness to him.
What, like when he's outside talking to that chick, he's like,
yeah,
I'm not Vigilante. I don't know who Vigilante is.
Because I sound like him, according to you. Yeah, he's good. I like him.
What about the what's it? The ninja being strapped on a sofa and then escaping.
Do you hear about all the stuff on Insta with that guy?
Oh my god! Was it like someone was saying it's racist that they've digitally made him shorter, and the guy's going, "No, chill.
I'm really that high, really that small." Yeah, because people thought it was like a joke, like an Asian joke, more of this Asian hate stuff piling on, making him the small guy. But nah, apparently the actor really is at 4'8" or whatever the fuck he is. He looks like a child with muscles.
Yeah. I am surprised he managed to walk again, because didn't he get smashed over the head like 3 times with tire iron?
Yeah, maybe there's that's a little padding in that.
Oh yeah,
that little hoodie.
Still, those things, man.
Yeah, now they're nursing him back to health after fucking him up again. That's crazy. What about the reveal that Mur is one of these butterflies?
Oh, he's a butterfly.
Yeah.
So he's trying to attack other butterflies, and because the ninja does say before he gets shot, like literally, like the butterflies, they aren't what you think they are.
Yeah. So what is this? What is this thing? Are they good? Are they bad? Is Mur really bad, or is he really good? Like somebody's on one side of this thing and somebody's on the other.
Yeah. What about when John Cena goes to pick up more weapons from his dad's place, and Vigilante comes in and he goes, "This is like a quantum storage something."
Yeah.
Like, and he goes, "How come this is bigger than the house?"
Yeah, it's basically some Doctor Who shit.
Yeah.
TARDIS, when you go in a TARDIS and it's like massive from that tiny
So
little box.
what does that make? Like his dad is like some racist evil genius then?
Yeah. Yeah, but lives in the suburbs and watches Fox News, I guess. What was he called? White Dragon.
Is it White Dragon? Yeah, something like that.
Do you think we're gonna see him in that costume that we saw?
Oh, I'm assuming we will, right? Because there's also that scene where Cena's having a flashbacks to when he's a child, and his dad puts the knife in his hand,
stab that guy,
and makes him, and the dad's laughing and smirking, so proud of his son. Oh, what a piece of shit.
Do you think originally that was an ethnic guy in that chair? It probably should
I was
have been.
kind of wondering, like, if it was if it was a person of color, it would have had more impact.
Yeah, it probably should have been for the story, but maybe Warner was like, "Yeah, we can't do that. We can't get away with that." Yeah.
I tell you what, I am loving it. This has become like as soon as the show is available to watch, I want to watch it.
It's so mad. It's fun and mad. I love it.
Yeah, brilliant.
A lot of fun. And apparently James Gunn's going to do other spin-off DC properties, so I wonder who else is going to get his hand on.
I wonder if he'll eventually work his way into like just being like the architect for Warner Brothers.
That would be fun. You can see he definitely has the passion for it.
Yeah.
I would. You hear about Jensen Ackles as well from Supernatural.
Wow.
He's been in talks with DC for his own thing. We don't know what it is, whether it's a show or a film, but what character it's going to be. But yeah, he says,
"Ooh, a Green Lantern."
Oh, he could be a good Green Lantern.
Yeah,
could be.
Because we've not had Green Lantern yet, have
But
we? In
they
this
are
new iteration.
supposed to be making there was supposed to be a show being made for HBO Max. A
Um,
Green Lantern Corps, which is like a
but I think they've shown that they're more than happy to have a show with one actor and have a movie with another actor, and then another movie with another actor.
Yeah. It doesn't mean anything, does it?
Don't matter to them.
You don't. So yeah, thumbs up for Peacemaker. Loving it. Yeah, I get it. So yeah, now trailers. Let's do it.
Right, so a couple of Netflix specials. First one is I don't know where this is from. This looks as though it's made in the Far East somewhere, but it's a fistful of vengeance.
Dude, you don't
Martial
recognize
arts movie.
the dude from the raid.
I do recognize him. I do. But
Indonesia.
that doesn't necessarily mean it comes from Indonesia.
No, it looks like they may have. Actually, I can't even remember. I saw the trailer like a week ago, so I can't remember where. But it's not based over there. I guess it's one of those things. Is you're Asian, then you can play a Chinese person. It doesn't matter where you're actually from. I think it's one of those deals. Yeah, it looks like it could be fun.
There were points. Gone.
I prefer if it didn't have the magic stuff in it. Like I prefer like that grounded, like real gritty, which it looks like it has. But then you start seeing people with like balls of fire,
glowing,
and I'm like, oh no.
I mean, you got to mix it up every now and then, right? Try something different. I don't mind that. I thought the first half of the trailer looked a bit just run of the mill, and then I saw the bit where the guy got the two cleavers out and just put it through someone's head. I was like, okay, you have my attention.
Yep. I forgot to look at the date, but I'll definitely be checking it out when it drops. Have you watched any of the other stuff he's done that's on Netflix?
I haven't. No.
Got a few.
Any good?
They're fun.
It's dropping February 17th.
Yeah, they're not on the level of the raid, but they're still pretty fun, man. It's got that crazy intensity.
And have we?
We must have spoke about it, but the whole go ahead that Netflix is making the raid.
Oh yeah, we spoke about it last week.
We speak about it last week.
Oh, yeah. Was it last week? I know we definitely did it.
Yeah.
Maybe the week before.
Can't be.
They're all melding into one.
It is. So,
Murderville. Have you seen the trailer to this?
Yeah, this looks great. Did you hear about this? Basically, they just improvised this whole film because they had the loose.
Is it improvised?
Yeah. They did it the same way that your show.
Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah. So they have their loose outline, but there's no script. Everyone just kind of just off the hip, and it looks. That's what you can see people breaking in the trailer, like cracking up.
So every week, Will Arnett teams up with like a different actor, right?
Oh, I didn't know that was.
No, that's what I'm assuming because they've got all these like famous actors in it, right?
Is it a show or a film? Because I thought it was a film.
Is it? I just thought it was a TV show.
I haven't really looked
because it seems to have. Do you not watch the trailer?
Yeah, I saw the trailer, but I didn't see that it was like season 1 or anything like that written.
Because it kind of seems like because he's got all these other actors being his partner, and I just assumed every episode he gets a different partner or something.
Maybe they just get killed throughout the film. I think you're right. I think it is a show. Improv comedy. 6 episodes, so it's a show.
Yeah. Does look very funny though. Will Arnett is a genius.
What's mad is that a lot of the people in this aren't even like part of that comedic improvisation world. Like Sharon Stone. I want to see how she does. And one guy, he's a fucking American football player, the black guy. How I want to know how that turns out.
But like with obviously Conan O'Brien is a talk show host, so obviously he's very used to having to ad lib and improvising. Yeah. There's the guy from the Big Bang, not Big Bang Theory. He's from Silicon Valley.
Yeah. He's from improv background. He's a comedian, stand up. So easy.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to this.
Can't wait.
And that's coming February 3rd, so not long from now.
Not long at all.
And obviously, trailer of the week, probably of the month. Star Trek galore. Star Trek Season 2, Picard. Or Star Trek Picard Season 2, rather. I can't wait. I simply cannot wait. We have now a solid date, March the 3rd. And what's going to happen is the last 3 episodes of Discovery and the first 3 episodes of Picard are going to overlap. So for 3 weeks, we will have 2 episodes of Star Trek a week.
You will be in heaven.
I will be in heaven. I got that little mini news, so I might as well just do it now. So 51 episodes of Star Trek are coming this year. That includes what's already been broadcast. 51. So essentially, if everything goes to planned, and there's no production delays, we'll pretty much have Star Trek all year round this year.
So that's Prodigy, that's Discovery,
Lower Discovery,
and Picard, and then Lower Decks is back
Lower
this year.
Decks.
Oh,
Yep, and so when Picard finishes, you've also got Strange New Worlds with Anson Mount, his Pike character from Discovery.
Oh, I forgot about that show. Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm actually
so that's
looking forward
coming.
to that. I'm actually looking forward to that one.
That one is coming March 5th. Akiva Goldsmith has been very vocal about that show. They are going very much back to the monster episode of the week type format for that show. He goes, there will be like some elements that get carried over from episode to episode, but it's not an arc. It is literally that classic format.
Okay.
Yeah. And they also announced it, even though it hasn't come out for its first season, it has already been renewed for a second season. So they're really keeping that production machine going, that we've got like Trek ready for next year as well.
Dude, you know Valhalla, the Viking spin-off on Netflix?
Oh, yeah.
They're prepping for season 3. Season 1 hasn't even come out yet. They've already shot season 2. It's good that, you know, if you're into it, you're going to be able to at least say you're going to have 3 seasons of it, but I didn't like that trailer. Did not like that trailer for that Valhalla.
That's how you got to do it.
But good
Did not like the Valhalla. Yeah, I mean, it's a spin-off from Vikings, right? I didn't even finish Vikings, so. But I guess someone somewhere must be watching it, right?
Dude, Vikings used to be great, though. The first 3 or 4 seasons, loved it. It's just when those boys, the Suns came along, it just kind of went downhill.
Yeah.
Kill off your star. What the hell?
All right, so the one thing we've got to say about this, the Star Trek trailer, obviously,
a lot more action-packed.
Whoopi Goldberg was in it as Guinan.
Yes, she's back again. I can't say that she was ever a character I gave a shit about back in Generations, but people seem to love her for some reason.
People do like her because she was that mysterious kind of character that Picard always confided in. She always had the answers.
I could never get past the fact that it's Whoopi Goldberg. Like, I'd seen so many years of watching her on these other films and TV, like other things.
Jumping Jack Flash.
Yeah, Jumping Jack Flash, Sister Acts, all these other crap films she made back in the day. I just could not. It's amazing. It's crazy she was a movie star. It's mad when you think about it. Like,
she was a big movie star as well by the end, because she was in that. I think was it The Color Purple. I think that was like a big breakout kind of role.
Was she in that?
I'm sure she was in The Color Purple, wasn't she? Let's have a look.
Everyone was in it. She must have been. Everyone.
Fact check.
Remember, Oprah Winfrey was in that.
Oh, but am I getting confused then?
You're confusing your black women again, Mo.
I am. Let's have a look. See, Whoopi Goldberg. Yeah, no, she would. Whoopi Goldberg and Oprah Winfrey. They were both in it.
I haven't seen that film since I was a kid. Maybe it's time to revisit that one.
Directed by Steven Spielberg.
Yeah. What was she? Gainen.
I think she was probably a stand-up comedian, I'd imagine.
No, I mean Gainen. What was she?
Guinan. They never really explained. She was like a survivor from a planet that had been conquered by the Borg, so there was only a few of them left. But she was also part of a race that lived a really long time. So she'd been around for like hundreds of years.
Okay, so that explains all the wisdom. She's basically like Yoda.
The wisdom, a little bit of psychic power, a bit of this, bit of that.
It wasn't a reveal that she was secretly kind of like
no.
ethereal being that was.
They never really explained her background beyond the fact that she was mysterious. What I really like is on the ship, the bar was called 10 Forward. So the bar that she runs now is called 10 on Forward Avenue.
Okay. But yeah, this does look a lot more action-packed than season 1. But even in this trailer for season 1, looked pretty crazy. But
season 1 was great.
It was okay. Hope this one will be better. I will watch it, but I hope it's.
Well, you should always hope things are better, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'll give it a go. Let's say that much.
Right. Should we get into the news?
What little there is.
I've got some really disappointing news for you, Eddie. Were you really looking forward to seeing Mission Impossible 7 2 years ago?
Dude, it's taking the piss now, man. Come on.
This film, so Mission Impossible 7, was supposed to come out in 2020, then got pushed back to 21, then got pushed back to 22, and has now been pushed back to 2023.
It's all these. It's because he's super cautious about how, the whole quarantining on set, because we heard the audio of him screaming at his crew that broke quarantine and all that shit back in 2020. Like, it's because of that that's really slowed this down. But so many other studios have managed to make films in that time that this should have come out without any issues.
Well, I think the movies must be 7 must be done now because they've been shooting it forever,
Yeah,
right?
it's done. They're shooting it back to back, isn't it? That's the
Yeah, I've got to fit because the statement here says after thoughtful consideration, Paramount Pictures and Skydance have decided to postpone the release of Mission Impossible 7 and 8 in response to delays due to the ongoing pandemic. So I wonder if they're just worried about the box office.
I think they're seeing this year maybe that there's a shit ton of superhero films coming out this year. Maybe they're feeling like there isn't a big enough
Possibly.
window.
And I was watching a podcast the other night, and when they were going through the films that were coming this year, it is madness.
Yeah. So, but if there was a film that could break through the superhero vice grip that it has on the cinema, I think Mission Impossible is one of those properties.
I think the problem is Mission Impossible is Paramount's like jewel at the moment, right?
Yeah.
It's like their biggest franchise movie wise, and it's the one that brings in the bucks.
So they don't want to take any chances.
Yeah, exactly. And you know what it's like around here, especially with YouTube, like Mission Impossible fails first weekend.
That's
this
what it's going to be now because of this delay. It's going to be like it must be terrible. Studio having a meltdown.
Plus, they've already got like Top Gun coming this year as well, haven't they? So that's like a Tom Cruise movie. We don't want to cruise people out.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to that. That's a bummer though. Are they going to drop both of them in the same year, or are they going to push?
No. So 23 for 7 and 24 for 8. 20 when you say like 2024, that's years away from now.
I know that's too far. Oh, that's just annoying. All right, fine.
Right.
As long as I have to wait, as long as it's damn good.
So what if I told you, Eddie?
What's that?
That Korean filmmaker Bong Joon-ho, who got the Oscar for like Parasite, is teaming up with Robert Pattinson to make a sci-fi movie.
I would be very interested.
Right, so
interested.
So basically, it's based on the book, and the book hasn't even come out yet, right? And it's basically about a chap called Mickey 7, who is an expendable, a disposable employee on a human expedition sent to colonize the ice world of Nilfum. Whenever there's a mission that's too dangerous, even suicidal, the crew turn to Mickey. After one iteration dies, a new body is regenerated with most of his memories intact. And after 6 deaths, Mickey 7 understands the terms of his deal and why he's the only colonial position unfulfilled when he took it. So it kind of sounds like very, very kind of interesting. You die, you regenerate, you got your memories.
So what is it, like an adventure, action, psychological thriller?
I'd imagine probably a bit of this, bit of that, bit of both.
So this film is getting made off of a pitch for the book. If the book
so the book doesn't actually come out until the spring. So now what happens? I was reading about this the other day actually. So when a book is published, at the same time as it's being accepted by the publisher then starts sending it around to movie studios immediately, even before the book comes out. So sometimes they get picked up, sometimes they don't, and then all of a sudden, a few years later, when the book is really successful, the asking price goes up at that point.
So we should just go straight to writing books then, because then we can double dip.
But like trying to make money out of books can also be quite difficult because
hoping that it gets picked up.
Absolutely.
Okay,
but that's every writer's dream, right? People don't just write for the fun of it; they wite for making money, right? Right?
Pretty much.
No one writes for the fun of it. Have you ever tried to write a novel? Do you know how heartbreaking it is? How demoralizing?
Yeah.
150,000 words. All of it drivel.
That is heartbreaking. I have to do that much. That'd be crazy. This could be fun, man. Because Bong Joon is one of those legit filmmakers.
And Mr. Patterson is obviously coming into his own now, right?
Damn right. All right, Daniel Radcliffe. What's he doing, Mark?
So Daniel Radcliffe, like this whole plethora of like music
Autobiography.
biopics that are being done at the moment, right? With all of these like famous musicians.
Rocket Man.
We've seen Rocket
The other
Man, we've
one.
seen Freddie Mercury, we've
Yeah.
seen a couple of bands, seen
Aretha
I think Tina
Franklin.
Turner is being done, Aretha
Yeah.
Franklin came out last year, which I haven't actually watched yet. We're getting probably the weirdest choice. And when I say weird, weird's in the name, Weird Al-Yankovic. And all I really know about this guy is the parody music he done of Michael Jackson.
And
Like
the
Eat It,
Nirvana. You must
Fat.
remember the Nirvana
Oh, I
one.
do remember the Nirvana one. Yeah, I do.
Yeah.
Yeah. I remember seeing that Fat album. Like when you look at it, like almost all the songs are a parody of the Bad album.
It's crazy that he managed to make a career, that he managed to get the license just to reproduce the music like that.
I always wondered how stuff like that worked, because surely it can't be a licensing thing. Surely Michael Jackson was not happy for Weird Al Yankovic to go, eat it, the whole world wants to eat it.
Wait, oh god! But he did it for decades, like even into
He
the
did.
2000s, where he had
Yeah.
that Rolling song that he did a version of as well. Oh man,
Do you remember he was also in a film called, was it UHF?
yep.
Where he owned like a TV, or he inherits a TV station or something. And they have like TV, they have commercials for the shows. There's like one with Gandhi who has like a machine gun. This will be interesting because this is a guy that I don't know much about, but like you said, he's had like this career and he's always been
From
around.
yeah, from like the 80s into the
Yeah.
2000s, like of just making piss take songs. Like it's mad. It is mad how long he's stuck around.
Yeah.
So who knows
Pure
what really
madness.
went down? Maybe some heartbreak behind the scenes that we just don't know about. Drug addiction,
Well, this is it, right?
kidnapped
Absolutely.
by
We only really know.
cartels. Maybe his life is even worse than Ozark. Like he went through some shit we don't know about.
Yeah, I'm kind of looking really, really interested in this.
With
Yeah.
Daniel Radcliffe as well. That's interesting.
Yeah, he does seem to be going for like. I guess he's probably got so much money from the Harry Potter stuff. He can literally just do
Oh yeah,
whatever interests him.
yeah,
Like he
yeah.
doesn't have to do a studio picture and then one for himself. I'm just only doing ones for myself from
That's
now.
pretty much. He's pretty much just been focusing on doing indie
Yeah.
movies for the most part. The ginger guy, I shouldn't really say that, but yeah, he's he does a few films, but they never come across my way. I haven't seen him again for a while. And Hermione, she's just vanished. I think she's pretty much retired or something. Too busy doing protests, women's rights stuff.
Well, I mean, once you got the money, right? You imagine the amount of money they made out of it, the amount of fame they got out of this. Probably people are still following them around and stalking them to this day, right? And we know what Hollywood is like when you're a child actor. It's a very predatory place.
Yeah, but they don't live there. For the most part, they're over here. We've only got like
I mean, would you like
paparazzi and newspapers that hack your phones and break it.
once you've made that much kind of money, right? You don't have to do anything. You do what you want to do. Like if you made that money, you wouldn't want to work. Would you want to work every day if you didn't have to?
No,
No.
not at all.
Can I add one more story? I haven't put this on here, but I thought this is worth mentioning. Do you know our friend Dean Devlin, producer, partner with Roland Emmerich on things like Stargate, Independence Day, basic executive producer for shows like Leverage and stuff like that? It's got a new show in production called The Ark for the Sci-Fi Channel. Now, apparently, the Sci-Fi Channel are having a bit of a renaissance. They've had a couple of shows that are quite successful. So, Resident Alien is one of them. I can't remember the name of the other one, right? But this show sounds quite intriguing. It's essentially the arc takes place like 100 years into the future when planetary colonization missions have begun as a necessity to help secure the survival of the human race. The first of these missions on a spacecraft known as the Ark 1 encounters a catastrophic event causing a massive destruction and loss of life. With more than a year left to go before reaching their target planet, a lack of life-sustaining supplies and the loss of leadership, the remaining crew must become the best versions of themselves to stay on course and survive.
Sounds fun. My only issue that I have is it's made by Sci-Fi.
Well, so Chucky apparently is the other successful show that they've had of recent. Like you were saying, apparently we stopped watching it, but apparently people are
People,
quite rating Chucky.
yeah, people like it. The thing is, yeah, sci-fi is making it, and the standard of their shows isn't particularly high. Like, are we getting hard sci-fi that's like on the level of Expanse, or are we getting, you
Probably
know,
not. It is a Dean Devlin
Farscape,
show, so it'll be a
Farscape
what? Far?
level?
I have not watched Farscape, but Farscape is a very beloved
I like
and
it,
cherished show.
but it is a cheap show. I
Yeah,
did a
but you're looking at that. But what you're not looking at is they also did Battlestar Galactica. They did
They
the
did.
second 5 seasons of Stargate. They did Stargate Atlantis.
Oh, that's not something to brag about.
They are those shows have absolutely enormous fan bases.
Atlantis was not good.
Atlantis was fantastic, Eddie.
I don't care what anyone says.
Eddie, I think
Sucked.
you need to go and rewatch
It
Atlantis.
sucked.
No, it
was
didn't.
bad.
You know what? I had that opinion when it was first on. I've seen that show like 3 times now, and I absolutely love it.
No, they made Dark Matter. That's what I'm thinking. This is going to be on the level of like shows like Dark Matter.
Hopefully, Dean Devlin's got a little bit more pull because, like, I think obviously Leverage has been quite successful because it's been renewed for a second season.
Okay, we shall see.
Yeah. Right.
But lastly, Mo, what do you feel about movies being released in countries, whether they're brand new movies or even movies that have been around for decades, getting re-edited?
Getting re-edited in what way?
In a way that fits in with that country's societal rules and regulations so that it doesn't offend people high up. Basically, what I'm getting at is Fight Club. It's just come out. That for that to be shown on this streaming service, 10-cent video, the ending, remember the ending of that film where the anarchists led by Norton,
Yeah.
it ends where he kills Tyler Durden by shooting himself, killing Brad Pitt in his head.
Right.
Spoiler alert, if you've never seen Fight Club. Then he takes the chick's hand and they're looking out the window and they're seeing the results of the anarchists' crime wave, and you see the buildings exploding, all the banks and stuff through the windows, and it's like they've won. They've kind of, brought down the system like they were trying to do. So for it to be shown in China, what they do is kills Brad Pitt, all that happens. Him and what's his face? Darla, I think her name was, standing out the window looking at the buildings, and then it faced the black before any explosions. And then there's writing on the screen that says, shortly after police stopped the anarchists and arrested all of them, and Norton's character was sent to a psychiatric treatment, and he was released happily a few years later.
Well, I mean, China does have very strict laws about depicting. I'm not sure how you would do it in this one, but like in other films where the bad guy can never win.
Yeah, but about art.
But yeah, I mean, if you look at films like what's that Hong Kong film, Infernal Affairs, it's got a different ending on mainland China than it does on Hong Kong.
Or it did. I don't know if that's still the case now.
Well, it does, doesn't it? Because like in the mainland China, the guy gets the bad cop gets caught, whereas in the Hong Kong one, he doesn't.
Traditionally, but things are a little different in Hong Kong nowadays than it was back then.
Oh yeah, yeah. I mean, that's a whole other thing at the moment where apparently old films can now get you into trouble if they decide to investigate them. So that's a whole other thing. I mean, to be fair, China is not the only country that's a skill to that, right? Even in the UK, like remember if you go back 20 years ago, our censor board was ridiculous.
Oh man, it was crazy.
They were ridiculous on what they would cut, on what they would allow. Child's Play, yeah. Do you remember like the video? Do you remember there was an uproar over things like Evil Dead? They were that video nasty. Now no one blinks an eye about it.
No one gives a shit.
No. So I don't know if there's a moral thing here. I mean, Hollywood has always bent over backwards to edit their movies to sell them into other countries.
You mentioned it. That really was bizarre because that was like back in the 80s and.
Back in whoever ran the British Board of Film Classification really just had. Do you remember they used to ban movies if they had nunchucks in them?
Yeah, and they could even Ninja Turtles. What everybody knows
they
as
wouldn't
Ninja
ban
Turtles
them.
were known as Teenage Mutant Hero Turtles
because
we couldn't use the
ninja
word
was too
ninja.
violent. Sorry, they didn't ban movies with nunchucks. I think it was just an instant 18, and that's why I'm pretty sure. Did they have to do some? Did one of the Ninja Turtles have nunchucks?
Raphael, yeah.
Yeah, so
No,
in them
Michelangelo.
they must have edited that out in the cartoon.
I think they may have done edits on all of them one time or another because swords and daggers and size and all of that.
Yeah.
That is so ridiculous. And this is at a point in time where it was fine to have 16-year-old girls topless in your newspapers. And they were bitching about this.
16? Surely they'd be always been 18.
No, Samantha Fox was 16 when she was in.
Yeah, but was that more of a we didn't know she was?
No, because that's the age of consent.
Really?
That's the age of consent in this country, isn't it? With parental. That
might be for consent, but surely going topless in a magazine or a newspaper, you've got to be 18.
Don't ask me why I know this, but up until the
yeah, you do seem to know a lot about this, Eddie.
Up until the early 2000s, if you had parental consent,
yeah.
you could be topless and plus.
Hold on, wait. So you're telling me? So Samantha Fox went to like one of her parents, said, "Can I please have your consent to be topless?"
Remember, page 3 used to be like this national institution in this country. It was something that people were proud of when their daughter was on page 3. It was mad.
I cannot imagine there were any parents that were proud of their daughter being on page 3.
In the 80s,
and if there were, you could probably count them on one hand, and I probably wouldn't need all my fingers.
She wasn't the only one. That's what I'm saying. Like, it was mad that this stuff was accepted without batting an eyelid in a newspaper. Multiple newspapers. Some wasn't the only one. And it's gone now. They don't do that anymore.
Do they not?
No, page 3's gone except for sport. I think sport's the only one that does it. If that's even still around, I don't even know. But it's and they were just concerned about prosthetic makeup exploding on screen and nunchucks. This priorities are mental.
I'm sure movies in the Middle East must get censored all the time.
Must do.
I cannot imagine like some films stay intact, or they must never come out. I can't imagine something like Basic Instinct coming out in the Middle East.
Well, yeah, remember Eternals didn't come out in like the Middle East in some way.
No, didn't they edit it?
Or they had to take that kiss out.
Yeah.
Possibly, yeah, I think you're right.
Yeah, so I think is it a non-story? Probably not. It's probably worth talking about, but I mean, we know China just has different rules and regulations, right?
Is it better to edit the film, or is it better just to not show it at all to keep the integrity of the picture?
I think, well, if you think about like how China is kind of blocked off from the rest of the world, if you can get the movie out there and then suddenly someone says, "Oh, you know that movie that you watched? There's a different version of it on the internet."
That's how it blew up, because people had seen it and they were on like their version of Twitter.
That's also really bizarre. It's like the film's so old. Why?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. And people were like, "What the hell is Tencent doing? Why is the ending different than the one I remember it being?" So people had seen it. It's become big enough that it's become this big thing that's going on online.
So they're not even so with old films, they're not even finding like alternative endings or whatever. They're literally just like fade to black, bit of text on the screen.
Yeah. It's mad, so mad. But yeah, anyway,
that was I mean, they used to do that on TV broadcasts of films here. Remember, they would beep out the swearing, cut out scenes.
Yeah, quite a lot.
Yeah.
Then we had like the watershed thing past like 8 o'clock or 9 o'clock or whatever.
Yep. But even then, I remember seeing like Eddie Murphy's Beverly Hill Cop would get edited. I remember watching on DVD for the first time Planes, Trains, and Automobiles, and I was shocked, absolutely shocked that there was that scene at the car hire, because that never got shown on TV. Do you remember that bit?
I don't remember
where
that.
he just goes where he goes to hire a car. They drop him off at a place where there's no car, and then there's no bus to take him back, so he's got to walk like in the snow, and the lady's just smiling at him, and he goes, "Wipe that stupid fucking grin off your fucking face."
I don't remember that.
And you probably only seen the TV version, that's why. He really goes into one. Like the amount of times he uses the F word is insane.
I reckon Sky changed all that.
Probably, yeah.
Because
they had the movie channels that were uncensored.
Yeah, but also because it had there was all the European channels that were on there as well.
Oh yeah, Tutti Frutti. Do you remember that?
Tutti Frutti.
If anyone doesn't know what Tutti Frutti is, it was like a game show from like Germany, I think.
Yeah, or one of them mad countries.
It was like a mix of like Wheel of Fortune, but like with naked
adults.
ladies.
Yeah, it was insane. It was mad. and I loved it. And I used to sneak downstairs
Yeah.
to watch it, or pray that my mum was cooking in the kitchen at the time, so I
Yeah.
could sneakily watch it with the volume down.
But now
Damn
you
it,
get
you're
shows,
bringing back
yeah.
memories now, Mom. Holy shit.
But now you get shows like Naked Attraction.
Yeah, yeah. People
Yeah.
dating naked.
Oh no, hold on. Do you remember? I can't remember the name of the channel, but they used to have like the ladies doing topless darts and topless news.
Yeah, yeah. That was like, bro. Was that?
Oh, live TV. Is it
Yeah,
live TV?
yeah. One of them. Yeah, satellite changed all that. Brought us out of the dark ages. Started treating us like adults.
Yeah. Suddenly, when you're watching like French TV and you realise like their commercials were a little bit more spicy.
Ooh, I know. Yeah, not even little, like the straight up where. But anyway, we're
Women
getting off
coming
track.
out of the sea. Yeah. So we're completely getting out of track now.
So yeah, whatever.
All right. So one final thing to talk about. A gaming thing. We haven't had a gaming story for a while.
Gaming corner.
But Microsoft. So last year they bought Bethesda
Bethesda. Yep,
for
massive.
$7 billion, right? Quite a lot of money. But, you know, if you compare it to some of their other acquisitions, maybe not. They bought like LinkedIn for like 20. They have just broken the bank. They have spent half of their available cash. Well, I'm sure they're not doing it. It's not a cash transaction. They have just bought Activision Blizzard for $68.2 million. This is probably one of the biggest tech acquisitions ever, analysts are saying.
Such a lot of money.
It is a lot of money.
And this is all the Call of Duty games and Sicario. Like, there's so much Crash Bandicoot. That's so many massive tempo games that I'm just looking through a list right now, man. It's just like, I know Overwatch, like they're not gonna pull a lot of these games, at least for a year or two, from like
For a while.
PlayStation.
So they've already said things like Call of Duty for the time being will be coming to
Yeah.
PlayStation. Anything
that's in
that
development.
we've got contract for, that
Yeah.
we've agreed will be coming. I've got a feeling, actually, Microsoft may not pull these things because they really are pushing towards becoming a services provider, right?
Possibly.
They're selling their games on PC. They're doing the Game Pass.
Yeah.
Maybe they'll insist on Game Pass being on PlayStation. So basically, you buy the Game Pass service, you have to have a Microsoft 360 whatever account, whatever it is, and you log in on your PlayStation, and that's how you get to play Call of Duty. And it's amazing. I mean, I don't think I've ever played Call of Duty game, right? But it's been the best-selling game like every year for like the last like the decade at a minimum.
First-person shooters and sports sims.
Yeah,
and
but there's no lack of first-person shooters. This one is like the big one, like year after year after year.
You get in early, you get into people's brains and their soul when they're playing it from like 10 years old, if not younger. They always want to stick with it. It's like FIFA. People, when they play football games, they just want to stick with playing FIFA.
FIFA, yeah. They then have World of Warcraft, which apparently has like millions upon millions of active users paying every single month.
It's no longer as beloved as it was, but maybe now Microsoft can make some changes and it can go back to its glory days. But if I was PlayStation, I would be worried a little bit, man, because you don't know yet how this is going to affect. I know they've got plenty of their own games, but this is different, though, man. This is a different level.
So the fear now becomes that these two go on a buying spree and start buying up all the third parties, which is going to impact Nintendo quite a lot. While Nintendo, like if you look at the top 20 of Nintendo games, it's only their own, but like you do want to be able to buy
pad out,
third party. Yeah, you do want that, right? And then can you imagine like Microsoft just won't be able to buy any Japanese developers because apparently they have very strict laws in Japan about foreign companies buying up, and I do feel that we need some of those laws over here because we absolutely need that.
How these companies are built up and then suddenly they're just gone. They're just everything. Car companies, gaming. It's like, jeez. So
I did post a list of companies that are available and like their
Square Enix,
Square Enix, Capcom, Sega, what's his name? Electronic Arts.
EA would be a good one, I think. Yeah, not that the others are, but they need that those games that like all the sports sims that EA used to make.
Yeah, EA's like got a bit of a bad rep at the moment because they've obviously been really spearheading that whole microtransaction thing where you buy the game and it's
So
it's
Sony could
pointless
change
because
that.
yeah.
If Sony bought it, they could change that. That's
Yeah,
what I
but
like
would you
about Sony stuff. They
want?
don't do that.
But I think this is really bad for the industry when you start buying up companies like this because then all
Yeah,
of a sudden, if you want to play this game, you got to have that console. You want to play this game, you got to
yeah.
have that console.
It's inevitable, man. Microsoft first blood. You got to respond.
68.2. Oh, 68.7, sorry, billion. And this all happened like in secret. Like we didn't get any wind of it until it was announced.
Yeah, apparently this whole the fine print could still take like a year to
Oh yeah, absolutely. It's
before all the
and then
contracts
it's all got to
interact.
go through regulation and all that sort of thing. It's got to be make sure it's not a monopoly. Um, the other thing is obviously Activision have been having lots of culture problems within their
Oh
workspace that have come forth. So
yes.
apparently
Yeah.
it doesn't seem to be it's an open secret that the CEO will be leaving once this is all done.
Fire everybody. Once all those contracts are clear, the ink's dried. First
You
thing they
don't
should do is
fire
just
everybody.
fire out.
You
Not the
you start
developers.
you
I'm talking
start a
about
new
the
culture.
boards. I'm talking about all the
Oh,
people
okay.
that were running
Complicit
Activision.
in allowing that to happen.
Get rid of them. All of them
Yeah.
have to go.
But buying a company and making it successful, two different things. So if you remember, like in the 90s, Rare was like this company that made these absolutely stunning quality games, and then Microsoft did buy them, and all the talent left,
Yeah.
and all they really had was the IP and the names, and then
Did nothing.
Rare never really did nothing after that.
Was Perfect Dark a Rare game?
Yes, it was.
That's supposed to be
So
coming
the
back.
original that was a sequel to GoldenEye. So I'm assuming it was a Rare game, yeah.
Yeah. And they're supposed to be
But they
bringing that
did
back.
like those. They
Remake.
did like the Banjo Tooie, Banjo Kazooie,
Yeah, yeah.
007.
So that could happen. Even now, we're saying that it could be bad for industry, but nothing's stopping these people, the developers, the people doing all the
The
hard graft
problem
from
is
leaving and making their own studios.
absolutely, but the cost of making a AAA
Triple A
game
game, yeah.
is just they're comparable to making a movie now, right? If not more.
Yep.
And they take so much longer.
Yeah, very true. Yeah.
And there's that saying from Miyamoto. He goes like, a delayed game can at least become good. A rush game is like never good, or something like that.
That's true.
A rush game is forever bad, or something, or a bad game is forever bad, something like that.
Is that the case nowadays though? With updates, you can fix games. Even Cyberpunk's gotten fixed.
Yeah,
now.
but you know what it is. You have again. You go back to that YouTube. This game sucks. It's poor. It's got no content. And that really. I mean, I remember when Street Fighter 5 came out. That was like the whole. This game's got no content. It's only got like X number of characters. And over the years, they've obviously added like all that additional content.
Except for rollback, decent netcode.
Well, I think lots of places seem to be suffering from like netcode issues. It's so it's it's. I mean, I don't really see the problem if you buy a game full price on day one and the content comes, that's fine. But the fact that people make such a big deal out of that now, I don't know if that is the way to go.
As long as you know, but when the games are broken, like Fallout was and how Cyberpunk was, where it was just almost unplayable in some instances.
Or the new the remastering of like the Grand Theft Auto games, right? Those got an and that one was probably more deserving, right? Because they just rushed.
That was lazy. That's lazy. Yeah, got what you deserved.
And it's terrible because I was thinking of maybe buying that on the Switch, but apparently when you buy the game, only one of the games is on the cartridge. The other two you've got to download. And I hate buying digital games because like you can't sell them on, they're not yours. Years after the service is gone, you can't download them again.
Yeah, that's fucked. Yeah, the industry's about to change for the better.
It is,
Probably
yeah.
not. Probably
Yeah,
not.
and if you look at the sales, they're almost neck and neck between PlayStation and Xbox. I think the pandemic has probably really helped Microsoft because people can't get older PlayStations, so they're probably buying up like Xboxes.
The Game Pass, man, that's its big jewel. That's what's been keeping Microsoft going, Xbox going. And all PlayStation's trying to jig their versions of it and bringing all their services together to do their own version of it. But I don't think they're going to do it to the level that Microsoft are, where like every game is just available straight away.
Well, I mean, they've just bought this massive publisher. Imagining the amount of games they're going to put onto it.
It's doubled its size. Yeah, it's crazy.
Yeah.
Okay, so guys, is there anything else you want us to be talking about? Let us know, Mo. How can they do so?
Right, folks, if you want to contact us, we are at TATM podcast@gmail.com. If you want to email us, if you want to follow us on Twitter, we are at Talking Movies 3. And if you want to follow us on Instagram, we are Talking at the Movies.
Yes, sir. And don't forget, guys, check out Vulture Network if you want to watch the video version of this, usually like a day after or so that we put up the audio. Go check it out. And don't forget, check me out also on DC versus Marvel podcast if you want to hear me talk things focused on the whole superhero movies and TV and all that gossip going on in that world. Check that out. So, from me, Reese.
I'm Mo.
See you later.
See you, folks.